What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special review. We are talking Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the collab of a lifetime. They have made a movie about it, and we are going to talk about it. I need your guys' comments down below. Have you seen this movie? If you haven't, are you excited for it, especially after this review? And let's talk about this film. So Batman, Batgirl, and Robin forge an alliance with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to fight against the Turtles' sworn enemy, the Shredder, who has teamed up with Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins. It's always confused me. Some people say Ra's al Ghul, some people say Ra's al Ghul, and I'm saying Ra's because Robin said Ra's. No, I didn't know what to anticipate with this film because I saw the trailer and I saw the animation in the trailer, and I thought that this movie was going to cater more towards children than anything else, even though the last few DC animated movies, which I have enjoyed by the way, have catered more towards adults. And then I watched the film, and in the first few scenes, the first act if you will, it did seem like it was a movie that was more for kids than adults. I was still enjoying it because of nostalgia purposes, and we'll get into that here in just a second. But there are moments in this movie, and it's kind of jarring in a way, that have blood and violence and cursing when there are jokes and elements in this movie that are very clearly, to me, catered towards children, and then you have the violence and the gore. It's an odd thing to see in a movie like this, especially in a movie with the TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and a very similar yet different Batman. We have a similar voice, even though it's not Kevin Conroy, it is Troy Baker, who has given Batman his voice in the past, but my goodness, guys, he sounds so much like Kevin Conroy, but he is slightly distinguishable from certain things that he says and does as a character, and I really like Troy Baker. Also, he plays the Joker. The man has a mad talent for imitating other voices but standing on his own. This guy needs to voice Batman more and needs to voice the Joker, but he can do both. But I really like this Batman, and you can tell just from his costume that he's going to be a more light-hearted Batman. He's still the stubborn and stern detective that we see in all of the other DC animated movies, but he has a bit more of a lighter side to him in this movie in particular, and I kind of liked that. It's a bit refreshing. It reminded me of the old Batman from a long time ago with Adam West, but he was still the dark Batman that we know. It was a nice combination of the two, and that worked really well with the introduction of the TMNT. And this is the most, now I've not watched the latest shows and some of the newer movies, but this is the most 90s feeling TMNT team that I have seen in a long time. This team was hilarious. They were great together. I love their interactions. Yes, some of the lines are cheesy. This entire movie, the whole premise is cheesy. The fact that these guys are going to Gotham on this mission, you have the Shredder and Ra's al Ghul working together in this movie, which that aspect I really enjoyed because it made sense. See, I didn't read the summary before I watched this movie, so I knew the Shredder was in it. I didn't know Ra's al Ghul was in it, but as the Shredder was coming on screen with the ninjas, I said, you know what would make sense? If they had Ra's al Ghul, but no, they're not going to do that. They'll probably just have the Joker. And they did have the Joker, but they did exactly what made sense. This script basically wrote itself along with all of the lines of dialogue and the interactions and the fact that Batman was just a rumor and they discovered that he was actually there. I'm not going to spoil any elements of their interactions, even though this is a slightly predictable movie, but that's okay. Listen, the reasoning behind making a movie like this is to give you guys a nostalgic throwback to characters that you grew up with and loved, mixed with a character that is in our faces like crazy today, Batman, but doing it in a slightly different way and giving us a team dynamic between the Turtles and then between Batman, Batgirl, and Robin, and Alfred, if you want to throw him in there, and then meshing those two teams together. And the reason behind making this movie is for the moments between the characters. Yes, you have the plot of the villains, and it started out on an okay note. By the time we got into the third act, there were really crazy things happening on screen, and I'm not going to spoil it or give anything away, but it was a bit too much for me. And that's when I looked back and I went, yeah, the kid thing, it's really prevalent right now, and there are literally big monsters on screen, and I'm like, you could have done something a bit smarter than that. But once again, we're not here for the villain subplot. We are here to watch the TMNT fight Batman, fight with Batman, fight against whatever you want to see in this movie, you get. It's the team up of a lifetime, guys. I'm a huge fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. My wife told me the other day, she said, you know what? I've never watched anything Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and my face was like that for a solid 5 minutes. Look, here's what I'll say about this movie. The voice cast, yeah, really good nostalgia. It's absolutely there. It even kind of molds Gotham like Gotham was molded in the Batman animated series, even though the characters, they look completely different, even though they sound similar, very similar. You have the Rogues Gallery, you have characters from both universes, if you will, even though they're technically in the same universe, and you have a really solid amount of interactions between the characters. Exactly what I was looking for in this movie is what I got. Nothing more and really nothing less. Listen, the dialogue, very cheesy. The plot, it's not all there, but I didn't care because I was eating it up. A very great and fun nostalgic throwback with these characters. And because of all of those things, I'm gonna give this one a 76% just because it did exactly what it needed to do. It delivered on the premise of Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Find it, watch it, rent it, stream it, buy it, whatever you have to do. I encourage you to watch this because it's another solid outing from the DC animated world. They continue to give us movies that are really fun, and I can't wait to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Tomorrow morning, a review for A Dog's Journey, and then tomorrow night, John Wick Chapter 3. I cannot wait to review that and tell you guys if I liked it or not. You are the absolute best. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you very soon.